By the stars, the creature just purred. Captain Viren of the Helior Galactic fleet stared at the display in disbelief, his golden-scaled face betraying both confusion and apprehension. His sensory tendrils trembled, conveying a mixture of fear and curiosity. On the screen, resting in the middle of the cargo bay, was the creature, a small, fur-covered quadruped with sharp, slitted eyes and an expression that was both lazy and calculating. Vern turned to his second-in-command, Officer Naylor, who looked equally baffled. "What do you make of this, Naylor? It seems so unthreatening." Naylor, whose main responsibility was analyzing unknown life forms, ran his elongated claws over the control panel, pulling up the creature's data. "According to our records, it's an unidentified entity, Captain. We found it among the debris of that Terran vessel we salvaged. By all indications, it's just a pet, but—" Naylor hesitated. "But it devoured that energy crystal like it was nothing." Viren finished, his voice tinged with alarm. "Our most advanced weapons struggle to damage those things." Naylor nodded, his narrowed eyes glued to the screen. "Exactly, Captain. That's why we need to proceed cautiously. This could be some sort of biological weapon engineered by the Terrans." The creature, oblivious to the scrutiny, yawned widely, revealing sharp teeth that sent a shiver down Vern's spine. It then curled up into a small ball and emitted a low, soothing hum. "There it goes again with that strange sound," Vern muttered. "What's it doing?" Naylor hesitated. "I believe it's either calming itself or, perhaps even us, as a form of manipulation." Vern recoiled, his tendrils stiffening. "Manipulation? We can't let it gain control over our emotions. Summon a team of biologists immediately. We need to understand this creature." Within moments, a group of somber-looking Atraxians entered the cargo bay, approaching the creature with extreme caution. They set up a variety of equipment around it, scanning for any unusual energy emissions or biological anomalies. "It's not emitting any harmful radiation," reported Dr. Rena, the lead scientist, a seasoned Atraxian who had seen countless alien species in her long career. "In fact, its energy levels are surprisingly low. It's consuming minimal resources for a being of its size." "Could it be concealing its true power?" Viren asked, his eyes never leaving the screen. "Human, what is this creature in our cargo hold?" Vern demanded, gesturing to the screen where the animal was sprawled out, lazily exposing its belly. Keller looked at the screen and laughed. "Oh, you mean Bubbles? He's harmless." "Harmless?" Viren echoed, incredulous. "It devoured an energy crystal and exhibits behaviors we cannot explain. What exactly is this cat?" Keller chuckled. "Cats are domestic animals from Earth. We keep them as pets. They're not bioweapons or apex predators, just companions. The purring sound you hear? It's a sign of contentment." Vern and Naylor exchanged skeptical glances. "This contentment," Naylor ventured, "is it some form of psychological warfare?" Keller shook his head, still smiling. "No, it's just how cats show they're happy. Cats have lived with humans for millennia. They're resourceful but not dangerous to us." Despite Keller's reassurances, the Helior crew remained wary, continuing to monitor Bubbles for several cycles. The creature, however, seemed perfectly at ease in its new surroundings, wandering the cargo bay with curiosity and even approaching the scientists, nuzzling their legs and purring loudly. Captain Viren observed these interactions with a mixture of fascination and bewilderment. "Human," he said to Keller one day. "How can such a small creature inspire such fear and confusion among my crew?" Keller shrugged. "Cats have a way of getting under your skin. They're mysterious, independent, and yes, sometimes a little intimidating. But once you understand them, they're quite endearing." Vern considered this. "Perhaps it's not the creature itself that's the threat, but our lack of understanding." "Exactly," Keller agreed. "Understanding is key. Once you get to know Bubbles, you'll see he's just looking for a soft spot to nap and a decent meal." Weeks passed, and the crew's initial fear of Bubbles gradually turned to affection. The scientists even began taking turns feeding him, laughing at his antics and marveling at his agility. One day, as Vern watched Bubbles chase a small ball across the floor, he turned to Keller with a rare smile. Perhaps we have more to learn from humans than we first thought. This creature, this cat, has taught us something about ourselves. Keller smiled, watching Bubbles leap gracefully after the ball. That's the thing about cats, Captain. They make you see the world a little differently, if only through their eyes. Bubbles had become an unlikely ambassador, his presence bridging the cultural gap between the Helior and the Terrans. The once feared monster was now a beloved member of the crew, and his arrival paved the way for a deeper understanding between the species. One day, as Vern observed Bubbles playfully stalking a mechanical toy the scientists had made, he asked, "Lieutenant Keller, do all Earth creatures display such intriguing behavior?" Keller chuckled. "Not all of them, but cats in particular are special. They're independent yet loyal, mysterious yet simple. They remind us to slow down and appreciate the little things in life." Vern nodded thoughtfully, his tendrils curling in contemplation. Just then, the ship's communication system chimed, and Noller's voice crackled through. "Captain, we have an incoming transmission from the Galactic Council. They request your immediate attention." Vern's expression shifted to one of concern. "Patch it through." The holographic image of Chancellor Arlox appeared, his authoritative presence filling the bridge. "Captain Vern, we have received reports of an unidentified entity aboard your vessel. Explain." Vern straightened. "Chancellor, the entity is a domesticated animal from the Terran ship we salvaged. It poses no threat to the crew or ship. In fact, it has helped foster greater understanding between our species." Chancellor Arlox narrowed his eyes. "Beneficial, you say? This is most unusual. We have little experience with such creatures. Is it true that it consumed one of our energy crystals?" "Yes, Chancellor," Vern admitted. "But it seems to have done so out of curiosity rather than hostility. The humans assure us that this behavior is normal for their pets." The Chancellor's image flickered as he processed the information. "Very well, Captain. We will trust your judgment for now. However, we expect regular updates on this situation." After the transmission ended, Vern turned to Keller, his expression one of determination. "It seems your Bubbles has caught the attention of our leaders. We must ensure that his presence continues to be seen as a positive influence." "I'll make sure of it, Captain," Keller replied with a smile. "Bubbles won't cause any trouble." Over time, Bubbles became a fixture aboard the Helior ship. His playful nature and calming purrs made him a favorite among the crew, and his presence opened up new channels of communication between the Helior and the Terrans. One evening, as Vern and Keller stood on the observation deck, gazing out at a swirling nebula, Bubbles curled up beside them. Vern turned to Keller. "This cat has shown us that not all unknowns are dangerous. Perhaps there is more for us to learn from each other." Keller nodded. "That's the power of companionship, Captain. Sometimes the smallest creatures teach the biggest lessons." Just then, the ship's alert system blared. Naylor's urgent voice filled the room. "Captain, we're detecting a massive energy surge at the edge of the nebula."
On this path of life, walking side by side, new dreams unfold, together we glide. There's a spark in our eyes, a fresh light within. A story of life where you and I begin. When you're here, the road is bright. In every turn, there's peace inside. The heart beats strong, a feeling so pure. When you're here, nothing feels unsure. Even the sky is dressed in its hue, with simple joys I find with you. Step by step, we journey on, a world of dreams where you belong. Little joys I find with you. Step by step we journey on, a world of dreams where you belong. When you're here, the road is bright. In every turn, there's peace in sight. The heart beats strong, a feeling so pure. When you're here, nothing feels unsure. Every moment feels so close. With you here, I found my home. Bound together by heart's silent ties. Every second special with you nearby. When you're here, the road is bright. In every moment, there's your light. A heartbeat song,